crafters, welcome back to Fun Stuff Crafts. Lisa with you here again today. So here in the Pacific Northwest, it is starting to change to fall. The leaves are falling, it's crisp in the mornings, and I'm definitely getting my green grass back. So I thought it might be kind of a fun time to do more of a fall project. I've been spending lots of times on doing Inspiration Friday, all centered around my Cricut. But let's try a project that doesn't take the Cricut. So this is not an original Lisa project. As you guys all know, I get inspired when I go out and just peruse YouTube. I've got so many great crafters that I love to follow. So I stumbled upon this one this week, and it is making these cute little pumpkins. I call them sweater pumpkins. So I've got a couple different that I've made, and this one actually we're going to make together on the tutorial. This is another cute one that I made, and I'll tell you the little story about this one when we're doing the tutorial. And then this is my original one I made. So why don't you just give me a minute to get my camera angle changed, and we will get making these cute little sweater pumpkins. Okay, so let's make this cute little pumpkin together. So let's start out with the supplies we need. So the very first thing we need is a pumpkin. And I picked up this pumpkin from the Dollar Tree. And I also picked up some leaves from the Dollar Tree. I've already opened these up, but this is the package of leaves that I used. So I have that. I have a little bit of rope that I used on it. I have a scrap of ribbon. Of course, I'm going to need a paintbrush. I'm going to use some paint, and the main reason I'm doing the paint is to cover up the orange underneath. And then I am going to use an old sweater. That's what we're going to cover with it. And then the other thing you're going to need is you are going to need a glue gun. Now you could do this without a glue gun, and you could do it with pins, but I found that it works really nice to do with a glue gun. So if you don't have one, just use pins. And then I did go through about 3 sticks of glue with my glue gun. So the very first thing that we need to do is we need to paint our pumpkin. So that's what we're going to do first, and then we need to let that pumpkin completely dry. So I'm going to get a scrap piece of paper under here, underneath my pumpkin, and I'm going to clip off that label. Now I did remove my stem, and that guy is put in with toothpicks. So just pull him out, because we're going to save him for later, and we're going to wrap him up and make him a little bit taller. So what I'm going to do also is I find I'm using a letter opener, but what you want to do is these pumpkins are hollow. So bear with the sound. I apologize here. But you want to cut out the center. Now you can save that center if you want. Again, I apologize for that sound. Nothing like squeaking stuff. Then the trick is to get it back out. Of course, it's not going to come out for me. So I'll get that out later. So what we're going to do is we are just going to paint it. And it does take a little while to dry. So I literally this is just acrylic paint, and I am just going to squeeze my paint right on here, maybe. Take my lid off. Just put a little bit on my scrap paper I've got here. And do it just like that. And like I say, you could leave the orange color if you want, but I really, depending on, you know, the type of sweater that you're using, I just like to not have that orange come through. Now, if you like the orange coming through the sweater, then don't paint it. Or maybe you want to paint it a different color. This part is totally up to how you guys want to handle it. So I'm gonna just put a quick coat of paint here, and then I'm gonna let this dry. It did take a little bit of time to dry. So again, I'm just giving it a good coat there. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you definitely want it all the way covered. Oops. Spun right out of my hands. Apologize for that. Okay. Like I said, it didn't take much paint. You can see I literally have paint all over my hands now. Okay, so that, just gonna do a little bit more paint there. So see, I don't have it totally covered. It's not perfect, but we have got that totally covered. Oops, let's get that underneath there a little bit. Okay, and I'm just gonna let that dry, and then we will be right back. Okay, so our pumpkin has all dried, and you can see it's not completely covered. I've still got a little bit of orange coming through, and that's going to be just fine. Now, one idea I was thinking about after I completed this one with the paintbrush is you could also just use some spray paint on it. So whatever you have on hand will work out just great. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take our sweater. Now what I find the best on the sweaters is, and you can see I've already cut off the sleeve of one of these sweaters, is to use it at the arm. And so when we decide how long we're going to cut it, I take my pumpkin and I kind of just judge. It's better to have a little bit too much than short. So I'm going to cut right at the armpit, and then I'm going to cut about right here. And so this is an old sweater that was in our Goodwill bucket to go. But if you don't have any sweaters, then go ahead and just go up to Goodwill, your secondhand store. I thought it would be fun even maybe to try some different color sweaters just to add. One of the ones I did, and I'll show you at the end here, I actually used a hat for it. So there's lots of different things that you might be able to use. Now, once you've cut your sweater, it's not going to ravel, and you just want to kind of play with it and stretch it out really good. And then what we're going to do is we're literally just going to stretch this guy right over our pumpkin, okay? And the reason why we cut out those centers is that's where we are going to stuff in the ends. Now, again, like I said, make sure it's a little bit bigger than what you need. And you can see here, it looks like it might be really close to what we're using, but we're all good, okay? Now, I do have my glue gun already plugged in and warming up. And so what I do now is I like to just kind of open it up a little bit and take my glue gun, and I am just going to put a squirt all the way around. Okay. So if you put it all the way around, this is where you gotta be really careful. You guys all have used glue guns before, but it is hot, right? And so I just push my sweater right onto there, okay? We're just gonna put it there. Now I have seen people take that part we cut out that I had told you could keep, and you could put that right there, okay? But with the leaves that we're gonna do, it's gonna cover it up really nice, so don't need to worry about that. Now we're gonna do the exact same thing on the bottom. We're gonna take our glue gun, and we are going to put all the way around. Don't be shy with the glue gun. because you want to make sure your sweater stays in place. And then you're just going to go again with your sweater and just work it down in there. Okay? So we have got our sweater totally covered. Okay? Now what I like to do is I like to take a look at my leaves and kind of figure out placement. What leaves do I want to use? Now, remember, this was a package from the Dollar Tree, and there, I believe the label said there were 50 leaves on here. So you got lots of leaves for other projects, okay? So I like to just kind of take my pumpkin and kind of play with, you know, what you want for your design or what you want to put for your labels on, or excuse me, your leaves, okay? So I think that one looks kind of cute, right? So I'm just going to go with those for right now. And once again, I am going to take my glue gun. Got to get another piece of glue out here. I'm going to take my glue gun and I am going to tack on those leaves. So I'm going to take them off and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue there. I'm going to put a leaf in place, a little bit of glue there, another leaf in place, and just so on. Now you guys, if there's other things that you want to add to it, have at it. This is your guys' design. I just wanted to give you some ideas of what you could do with these. I actually think I want to make a couple different ones in different colors with different sweaters, and then put them together you know, on my entryway. I thought that would look really cute. Now, remember how I said we wanted to keep the stem? Okay, that's the next thing we're going to work on. So this little guy, if I put him in there right now, he looks a little bit little, right? So remember when we started out, I told you I had a scrap of ribbon. Now this ribbon is the wire ribbon, and I'll give you an idea of how long it is cut. It is right about 10 inches, okay? So it's your preference what you want to do it. But what I did is that I found the best is I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here, and then I'm just going to start winding and wrapping, okay? So I just want to make this guy taller. And because I'm using the wire ribbon, it works really well. So as you do it, just tack a little bit more glue on there. Okay, and you're literally just playing with it. And all I'm trying to do is make it so this stem is a little bit taller. Okay, so it gives it just a little bit more character. And again, like I said, the wire in the ribbon is really a key. So go through your scrap ribbon. Don't buy anything special for this one. And then I kind of just scrunch it. You guys can do whatever you want to make it just be a little bit bigger. Okay? So there I've got my stem. So now I'm going to take my pumpkin back and I'm going to put a little bit of glue. This is why I went through a couple sticks of glue. And I'm going to put my little guy right in there. Okay? So now I've got that top. Okay? And then what I like to do is add a little bit of juke or rope, whatever. You could do another thing of ribbon if you want. And I will tell you that this piece I've got measured right at about 12 inches. Okay? So I think it looks really cute. Let me take this out of the way so you guys can see what I'm doing. I think it looks really cute just to separate out your rope, just to fray the edges. Now you don't have to do this. I just think it gives it a cute little character at the end. So I'm just going to fray these ones out. Okay. And then all I'm going to do is once again add a little bit more glue. Don't have too much glue there. And I'm just going to bring that ribbon around. Okay. And I like to put one more dab in there and cross it over. Okay. So there you have our cute little pumpkin. Now, the one I made earlier that I showed you at the beginning is right here. So I've got two cute ones. But I want to show you the one that I also did with a hat. Now this is a complete hat. So there was no cutting. And so this is just another idea. So another idea, I also did a little bit of raffia on this one. So you can see it. And I also used ribbon, a different type of ribbon on this one to make the stem. So, you know, if I were to put these guys all together in a cute little arrangement, you would have a cute little centerpiece. Now I'm going to do a zoom out here so you guys can get a better look at it. But this is our Inspiration Friday project. Remember that the pumpkin you can pick up at the Dollar Tree. I was up there last week, and at my local Dollar Tree, we had a ton of them out there still. They're super light because it is all hollow. I picked up the leaves from the Dollar Tree. This is a little bit of scrap ribbon. I had white paint on hand. And then it is a sweater that I used. Or like the other one I showed you, it is a hat. So this was our Inspiration Friday, getting ready for fall. It's here. I think the official day of fall is next week. And I really want to thank you for joining me today at Fun Stuff Crafts. I hope this is giving you some inspiration for a fall project. Thanks for joining me again here at Fun Stuff Crafts. I hope you're enjoying our Inspiration Friday projects. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you'll know when I have other videos available. Also, check us out on funstuffcrafts.com. Have a great day.